What is up, Mel and Geordie? We are back for another episode of Big Things Coming. How you doing?
What's up?
What the fuck was that?
I was doing what's that?
What's that?
Like the Budweiser commercial.
That's better. I like, but
all right, whatever. I'll try on something. You know how it is. What's happening?
it's all crapping, man. Are we good?
Mel, you doing good?
I just swallowed my lollies. I'm better now.
All right, who we got today, Geordie? Who we got?
Today we have the wonderful, the magnificent. It's time to get your nylons on. We got Adam Healy in the place. Nylon Stroke. What's up?
Adam.
Guitars.
God, the guitars have fallen over. That's all right. Because I'm a vigilante.
But the patch still stands, so we're all good.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm feeling really good. Thanks for having me on,
Yeah,
guys.
it's so easy, man. Like, yeah. Nylon Stroke, like the punks of Perth, like you've got a very defined punk sound. Like it's more of the old school punk sound, but it's also got like a bit of a hard rock sound to it as well.
Yeah. I think that just comes from me and Gregor, our lead guitarist. We're both massive Sex Pistols fans.
Yep.
And we didn't in sort of starting our own band. We didn't just want to do just kind of just the punk thing. We're also big rock fans as well, because he's a phenomenal guitarist.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So in sort of developing sort of our style, we just kind of took that sort of old school raw punk edge, but also that sort of more technical rock edge. Like we probably have more in common with Motorhead than Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
I see that. I remember seeing at your last gig with your war jacket. The patches, and you let me wear it. That was very cool. And we played together. And he did the cover of, I think it was Anarchy in the UK.
In the UK, yeah.
That slapped. I remember Nate's double kick started dropping out mid-show, but he's just still held it on. He made it all the way through.
He's a machine, man.
Shout out to Nate. What's up, Doug? How you doing? What's been happening in the world of the Nylon Stroke Bros?
It's been a little bit quiet for the last couple of months, but that's mostly because we're starting making work on our first studio album.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, like last year we put out our very first live album.
you put out a live album.
Yeah, we put out the live album, Get Your Nylons On, recorded.
Yeah.
Love
But
that.
studio album. Now you've got me excited here, like, because I've been waiting to hear something from you guys, like recorded in a studio. I've heard it live, and you guys are wicked live. Like you put on great energy, your stage presence and everything.
Yeah.
But a studio album, now, like, you got me really intrigued here.
Yeah, it was near the end of last year. We put out a single called Pennywise
Lives,
and that was done properly in a studio, and that has been that's gotten some really good traction for us, and so it just kind of clicked for us, like, that there is an audience for us who wants to hear more, not more a professional sound, but more of a refined sound. So now nothing is set in stone yet. We're still writing. We're still writing a lot of new songs.
Which studio?
Got to keep that under my head for now.
Playful secrets.
So what sort of part do you play in the writing process, Ad?
Well, we all three of us, we're all great songwriters. Before Nate came on, me and Gregor, we would just meet up, we'd jam. He'd play something, and then I'd go like, "Oh, I think I have some lyrics for that." And I'll just like go through my notes, and that's why I say to anyone who wants to take up songwriting, write down everything.
Yes.
If one line or a whole song, write down everything.
Literally.
Yes.
You never know what's going to strike inspiration.
Yes.
Absolutely. I do it all the time, and it doesn't matter what setting I'm in. It could be, in a work setting, or whatever it may be. I will, if I hear something or a word, I will be like, okay, and type it in my notes, and I'll go back to it.
It's a bit hard for me when I'm driving the truck and I'm on Mitchell Freeway. It's like, oh, sorry everyone, fuck you all. I got to write this lyric down. Like,
no, you don't do that
voice
because we don't promote bad texting and driving.
No.
Oh no,
Safety
never
always.
text.
Never.
Well, I don't think there's a law against writing stuff down while you're driving. Maybe there is. I don't know.
Well, the
Being on your phone, I suppose.
The no texting rule had to originate from somewhere. Maybe there was like back in the old day, in the old day when it was like horses and cars.
Yeah,
thou shalt not write.
It's actually funny you mentioned that, because I know for a fact you can still get done for drink riding a horse to this day.
Who the fuck rides a horse around? I'm just saying, like,
You can actually get done. Like it's like drink driving, but riding a horse and drinking, it's legit a crime. 100%.
Oh my
100%. I want you to go and Google it. It's one of these.
Segue. Let's do a segue. How about that?
That's something you'll write about. Riding on
it's
your
my
horse.
next song idea, right? Yeah.
Cops on horses. That's going to be my next song. Cops on horses. What is the point of cops on horses? Hey, you, pull over. You're under arrest in the saddle.
I was going to make a note of this. Johnny and I were at the live recording at the sewing room.
Yeah,
That's
the sewing room.
Yes, that was a
Columbine played.
Sewing room, rest in peace.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Oh man, I fucking miss sewing room, dude. So much. So
Yeah.
fucking much. Yeah.
It's one of those places.
You don't know what you got till it's gone.
If it ain't paradise.
Put up a parking lot. Wait,
They're probably trying these days.
Yeah. Like I don't even know what the sewing room is now.
I think it's just an empty room.
Yeah, it's done.
Wouldn't surprise me if like they still got like just everything just down there, just no one's bothered to pick it up.
Yeah.
I'll,
A few places like that.
I'll take the back line.
Hey. But so you've got
yeah.
a new album in the works.
Yes, well, we're currently working on some new songs. We're trying to we're trying to find like a good mix of re-recording some stuff from the live album because you know quite a lot of people know they like Vigilante, they like Nothing Is Easy.
Yep.
So we want to give those songs sort of
Studio level.
a new lease on life by
Yeah.
having them properly recorded. But we don't want to just do. We got to do what we do. We just don't want to do what we've done.
I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That makes
Right.
sense.
Well, you look at Green Day. I mean, Welcome to Paradise. That was originally on
Kaplunk.
Kaplunk, and then they re-released it to Dookie.
Yeah.
So they did that song twice.
I did not know that. Now I do.
Yeah, yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. How about that?
How about that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think like if you've recorded songs that you love or whatever, but then a couple of years pass and you're like,
Yeah.
I still love this song, but I can hear it in a different way. I'm going to deliver
Yep.
it differently or whatever. I think it's go for it.
Yeah.
I'm all about it.
I can name like countless bands that did early days self-titled EPs at home, and then they re-released the songs like Into Shikari.
Oh yeah.
They did their first EP. Can't remember what it was called, but then they redid in the studio. Sorry, You're Not a Winner. I never knows that one.
Enter Shakira.
Enter Shikari.
Enter Shikari.
Oh, Lord.
Shakira.
Oh my goodness.
Go check yourself.
Anyway, so I'm sorry, you blown my mind. I don't think I'm gonna listen to the band ever again. The same. Just Enter Shakira.
Oh, damn.
This is all I need to feel alive.
He'd be like, oh my goodness. Anyway, so tell us about your boys, how you guys came together.
Well, it started. Well, if I want to take it all the way back, it started off in 2017. I met Gregor at what was it? It was Caballeros, Maverick, and Legs Electric. And I was just there, with a girl I was seeing at the time. And literally, it's one of those things where no words exchanged between me and Gregor. We're just like in the pit, locked arms, headbanging. Didn't know his name until the end of the show.
Instantly best friends.
Instant best friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
And can I
That
just
is
say,
awesome.
I have seen you in pits just going,
Yeah.
I'm going at it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, you're such a dude.
He's a good bro. I mean, you were at one of my shows.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was already in another band at the time, but he was always someone that, I just, we just clicked, and I was just like, if I ever get a chance to do my own thing, I'm going to do it with Gregor. So when that band I was in sort of dissolved, and I was in the drummer in that band, and so I decided, you know what, I'm not getting any younger. I'm just going to, this next project is going to be my thing. It's going to be, I'm going to be in the front, and I'm just going to really like put, my stamp on it. And I already had a couple of songs written, and I don't even think there was a conversation. I was just like, Gregor, I'm starting a new band. You in? Yeah, all right.
So wait, what? So you were a drummer,
Yeah.
and then you were like, nah. I want to be.
I want to be in the front. Yeah.
I want to be singing and playing and getting up into it.
Amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I was just like, I'm just like, when will it be my time?
You gotta make it right.
Exactly.
You
Yes.
were writing stuff with Gregor for a hot minute, and then how did Nate come into the fold?
Well, Nate is actually our third drummer. We have been doing Nylon Stroke since late 2018. Our very first gig was opening for Jackson Coke, Carl and Farrell's old band.
Yes.
It was literally once we were ready to go, I sent him a thing going like, hey, Carl, because, I known Carl, for years in the scene. I just hit him up and be like, hey, my new band is ready to go. If you got anything coming up, we'd love to do something with you. And he's like, oh, we're doing a single launch, 1st December. Do you guys want in? And that was opening. That was actually opening for Midnight Revolver as well.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it was.
Gosh, that's a wee while ago now.
Yeah.
And I remember this very, very vividly. It was with our first drummer, Dan Bell. Shout out to Dan Bell. He's a great guy, great drummer. We did, and all three of us are nervous. It was the first time they'd played, in a while in the band together. It was my first time, as a front man. But we just like, guys, we know what we're doing. Let's just power through it. Let's knock it out the park. And we played really, really well. We were the opening band on. We played really, really well. I think we played really well. And it was Matt from Midnight Revolver. He came up to us after our set and he was just like, oh my God, you guys sound great. Like, how long have you guys been at it? How long have you guys been like playing? How have I never heard you guys? I'm like, that was our debut show, dude. And I remember this vividly. His jaw dropped. He's like, no. Wow. Like, no, you guys have been at this for a while. I'm like, no, bro, that was our first gig.
Oh, that would have made you feel good, huh?
No,
especially like going from the back to the front.
Yeah. Exactly. I think you think it was that same night. He's like, oh, we're doing an EP launch at the Bassadine Hotel. Do you want to be an opening act for us? And that was the moment. Because I'd never gotten that before. I'd never gotten a gig from just playing another gig. Yeah. And that was the moment I knew, okay, we've got something going on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. So cool, man. I'm glad I'm glad you took you took a bit of a brave stance and moved, to where you wanted to be. Because I think there's a lot of people that kind of just sit in their comfort zone and be like, oh, I wish I could do something else. And then they don't because they're too scared. Yeah. So I think it's really brave to change that, especially when
it comes to like songwriting as well. It's a very vulnerable experience.
Yes, absolutely.
Because I've written my fair share of stinkers. I won't deny that.
Who hasn't?
Yeah. But it's like, that's the great part of like when it's a band dynamic, everyone puts in their 2 cents.
Yeah. But then when you're delivering it, especially as a singer, it's your lyrics, it's your story, it's coming from your inside instrument, and then you're belting it out, and then it is just different. Yeah. And
that's actually one of the sort of the humbling things about having Nate in the band. Like I said, Nate is actually our third drummer. We recruited him. Oh God. All the times are just like merging into one.
Was it last year or the year before?
I think
maybe it was the year before.
It was it would have been late 2022. We got him in and we started getting him practiced. He was really the first drummer that we got who kind of just got what we were going for. Yeah. Literally the first time I saw him, I was just going through Instagram and he just popped up on my people you may know because they know other people. And there's this blonde kid with 2 double kicks. I'm just like, that guy's going to be in my fucking band. And I sent him some stuff. And he's a good 10 years younger than me and Gregor. And in him coming into the band, he was just so full of enthusiasm. In fact, he actually said, oh my God, these are exactly the kinds of songs I want to play.
Wow.
Yeah.
And because he said, no, I've jammed with other musicians, but none of them really sort of had a plan or an idea of what you're doing. You and Gregor have an idea of what you guys want to do, and this is exactly the kind of thing I want to do.
That's wicked, man.
And what's actually a very humbling experience is Nate's actually a songwriter in his own right.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got a song on the live album.
I've heard this. She Called Shotgun.
She Called Shotgun. Yeah, it's on the live album. That was a song that he wrote for his missus. And when he first brought it into the band, my assumption was going to be he'd want to sing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And we initially tried to work it that way, that that I would just take a step back from the mic and he'd sing it. But in the end, he was like, "No, man, you sing it." Yeah. And it's a humbling experience. Because he could have very well just with a bit of practice he could have just done it himself, but because he wanted to make it a band song, it was a very humbling experience, and it's one of the crowd favorites. It's one of the ones that we try and put in every set now.
Wicked.
See, I remember back in the days, man. I think we're talking, was it 2020? It was before COVID though. We had a cover band going, Adam and I, and it was called Rockets Only, and we got the name from James Bond GoldenEye 007 on Nintendo 64, because in multiplayer, you could make the setting Rockets Only, right?
oh bro, my girlfriend's got a Switch, and so there's like an N64 like emulator that you can buy. So I actually tried GoldenEye the first time. That game is ungodly levels of hard to control. It is how did anyone play this back in the day?
Like back in the 90s, like GoldenEye and Perfect Dark were the first person shooters to ever come out.
Back.
But like using the joystick, it wasn't the same as like PlayStation or Xbox now. Like the controller setup was just fucked.
Mel was just sitting here like,
yep.
It kind of set up.
I have no idea of the language y'all are talking. I'm not a gamer.
Never a gamer?
Fuck no, man.
Ah, dude.
I don't, like, literally, I'm sorry. To me, no, that sounds mean because each to their own, but I just don't have the interest or the time. If I'm doing something if I have spare time, it's music or
You know what? We're going to have a big things coming, like hosts only pizza night, Mario Kart. We're going to just have a night of games.
You'll be
right?
playing. I'll be having my piano, my guitar.
No. We're going to force you onto like a Nintendo with me and Geordie, and we're just going to have a night of pizza and video games.
Whip your ass.
You say that now. You understand? We were born into this. We grew up as gamers. Like, I challenge any one of you out there to Mario Kart right fucking now.
Bro, like speaking as a fellow child of the 90s, it blows my mind that things like Pokemon and like Beyblades are still going. Like I worked into like a big W and they still got Beyblades. I'm like, I remember Beyblades when I was like bloody 12.
Yeah.
How is that still going?
But going back anyway, so we got our name Rocket Only from GoldenEye, Nintendo 64, because our cover band was primarily like a 90s tribute band, you know, like it was like Blink-182, Green Day, and fucking all that stuff.
The classics.
Yeah, it was good. Nirvana, like all that stuff, and it was a lot of fun. But
especially for me personally, you know, I was still trying to do Nylon Stroke, but me and Gregor were still, you know, again, you know, pandemic was happening. We were still trying to find another drummer and just come. And
we had Niall from Jackson Coke as well. Niall was on bass. But like I remember like hearing you say you were always talking about Nylon Stroke, and back then this was before Perth United and before Colormind, and I was still stuck in like this cover band thing,
Bubble.
you know, like just.
Bubble.
I hadn't experienced writing music originally. I had original songs that I'd been working on but never shared with a band. And I put it to the other guys. I was like, oh, should we try something original? It was like, nah, shut down. Nah. But Adam, he was like, let's give it a go. Yeah, like I'm keen. Yeah.
I'll never get this. He said like, "Hey Adam, you know, because you said I think you said like we would do something original."
We're like you were the only one that agreed.
Adam, and you were like, "I've got this song.
Yeah,
I want you to give it a listen and see if you can help me flesh it out." Do you want to know what that song was?
Sweet Surrender.
Sweet Surrender
by Colormind. Yeah.
Wow.
And so Adam was originally the frontman for my band Colormind.
Crazy.
We even played a gig together with Colormind as a 5-piece. That was at the Sonar Room.
Yeah, in Freo.
The Sonar Room in Freo. That was our first ever gig. It was fun.
So
it was fun.
Who would be in that? Was it Matt?
Tristan, Adam. Myself, Adam,
and Jimmy.
And Jimmy.
And Jimmy as well.
Jimmy was on guitar.
Oh, he was just playing.
Yeah, he was just playing guitar.
No. I was on rhythm guitar. He was singing. I think we had Jimmy. We had Jimmy as
a show.
No, see, I've got my wires crossed fucking that long ago. Adam originally was singing, but then we got Jimmy to sing, and Adam was just on guitar with me.
I think we had a conversation about that. I was starting to get Nylon Stroke back into motion, and so my priorities were starting to move back into that.
Exactly right.
You found Jimmy, and we were gearing up to record Sweet Surrender, and.
We had only known Jimmy for 3 days before we were in the studio. Yeah.
And you brought him in to do. I remember you originally wanted to both of us do a vocal track each, but you sent me like a demo of him doing it like the night before. Yeah, and I was blown away. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm like Johnny. Jimmy's got it.
He's the singer. Yeah,
he's got it. You know, like he's taking my job. He's taking my job, and I'm backing him.
I've still got the original demo from where you did vocals of Sweet Surrender, and it's like,
oh, that's a trip.
It's Nylon Stroke.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Nylon Mind.
But Nylon
Mind stroke.
Color stroke.
Oh, that's a bit too real that one.
But like this episode isn't about my band, Color Mind. I know I find one way to drag him in one way or another. But we're still good mates with Adam to this day.
Awesome
and
to see.
we're about to announce Color Mind's new single, Quarter Life Crisis, actually features Adam Healy from Nylon Stroke on a bit of guitar as well.
How about that?
This
Just like back in the day.
Yeah, the song Quarter Life Crisis was actually originally written by Adam and me.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah. And
It's just come into fruition.
yeah,
there.
this was back in the day when we wrote Sweet Surrender. Quarter Life Crisis, it was known under a different name back then.
I think it was maybe the second or third song we had. Yeah.
Because we had Grungy, which is now Friends with Enemies. That was the second song I ever wrote. And Quarter Life Crisis was when you came around, we were jamming. And we're like,
I think I sent you like sort of like a little
you
sample pack.
You sent me the riff.
I sent you like a little sample pack of like, hey, here's just some like riffs I've been working on. And
we were on Guitar Pro, like with we were tabbing it out, you know, like now like it's coming to fruition, you know, like.
How about that?
Nylon Stroke jam with Color Mind at the single launch, May 11th.
Yeah, along with who else we got? We got Taking Back.
Yep. So Nylon Stroke, Taking Back Midnight, Ellen May, Refeeder, and forget the headliner.
Yeah. Who cares about that?
So mono spine or something.
You know what would be cool? I was just thinking, what if you guys like? I mean, it's for the ether to think about, but imagine doing a joint EP.
I've thought about doing a split EP.
That'd be cool.
Like, and this is what I was discussing with Electric State as well. Like, if I was to do a split EP, it's got to be with someone on the east side of Australia, like the East Coast.
Oh, two coasts meeting. Yeah. That's a cool concept.
Yeah. And I've received advice from bands that I look up to here in Perth, and they totally... Well, they're the ones that gave me the advice. Like, if you're ever going to do this, do it with, you know, a band like that coexists in your style, you know, like, and you're both aiming for the same thing. Do it that way. So then East meets West, your fans, their fans, etc.
That's cool. I get it. I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah, fuck you, Geordie.
I'm just playing. So I get it. The literal two demographics.
Yeah,
reaching.
Yeah,
and then you play a gig in the Northern Territory, and everyone just meets in the middle.
Yeah, in the middle. Hey.
Oh, let's go Alice Springs, mate.
You're right in the middle.
Yeah, fucking
cool.
nice.
Cool stuff, man. Excellent.
So you're recording. You're about to record.
Yeah, we're still in the writing process at the moment.
Yep.
We're still trying to get like a half and half of old stuff, but also like brand new stuff as well. And then hopefully, hopefully maybe in the next couple of months we'll start. I think we know who we want to record with.
Yeah.
Now it's all just a matter of getting money together, getting time together, getting the songs together.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
So it's still like no dates, no ideas,
pre-production stage.
Still just like in pre-production
in the cloud of ideas.
Like, who would you like? Or how do I want to get info out of you.
Where are you going with this, Johnny?
I'll just straight up tell you, I've been talking to Jacob from Legacy.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just they put out Rolling Sixes, and I think they put out Rolling Sixes. I'm just like, oh my God,
love that song.
This is the kind of sound that we want to go to. It's like a nice raw rock sound, but it's not like super polished.
Yeah.
And so I just hit him up and I just said like, where did you guys record that? Because that's the kind of sound that we're going for. And Jacob just tells me, oh, you know, we do all like the drums and everything at Vision, but then, you know, we just do like guitars and vocals at, you know, at sort of our own home studio.
Yeah.
And he kind of made us an offer about like, hey, if you want to do something with us, we'll record you guys.
Yeah.
And
that's been on the cards for a wee while now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
just quiet because I knew about it. So
that's right. Because
that's why I'm just like, I can't. If I open my mouth, it's just going to come out.
You didn't tell me. That's awesome, dude. Like,
but I think one of the reasons that I settled on Jacob is it's not anyone can go record anywhere.
Yeah.
And get. So I think the more the thing that we'd rather spend more money on is recording with someone who gets the sound.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it, man.
Because I think, everyone here has everyone at this table has had a recording experience. I think it's safe to say we've all worked with people who just didn't get it.
Yeah.
Who just who either, just shows up, hits the record button and doesn't really contribute.
And it's very detrimental.
Or even worse, they try to change it.
Yeah.
They try to fit you in their box.
Yeah.
Straight
Yep.
up.
Yep. No,
I know that feeling.
that's the thing. Like, if you're going to take the time and spend the money and use other people's time as well, it's got to be, how you want it to be and the vision that you want. They're working with you, but for you.
Exactly, yeah.
So, and of course, you'll get a great product with Jacob.
Yeah.
Of course you will. Yeah.
Absolutely.
100%.
I think it's straight up like that. It's at the base of it. At the end of the day, it's a commission, client person interaction. So they can have their say, but.
Sorry, I was going to say, I know, like, from personal experience, I've recorded with Jacob, like, obviously, but I've done things like just like demos and stuff at his house and stuff, and like he's so great in the sense that he'll be like, that's great, that was wonderful. How about try this? Like, not saying that it sucked, but he's like,
a few hours later.
Let's keep that, but let's just try maybe. And he will give input if you want it, And I'm one of those singers, like, I need input. I don't need to be told, oh, that was wonderful. When it's not great. But yeah,
because great things can come.
He'll make you do
great things can come from that.
Yeah.
He'll make you do 5 takes, but only not because you suck, but because you can be better.
Absolutely. And also too, like, you may, sometimes when you sing a song repetitively and you keep singing the same thing, it's so ingrained in you now. So it's like, this is just what I do. But you haven't given thought to all the other ways in which something else could happen,
Yeah.
And then you've got this other person there with different ears and a different mindset. They're like, but you can do this, and then you can do it, And yeah, I think it's going to be, you're going to have a great experience.
I look forward to it, man.
Yeah,
like, I really liked Pennywise Lives. So
dope.
everyone at home, if you're into your punk, hard rock style, follow Nylon Stroke on all platforms. Facebook, Instagram. You got a TikTok now? I think?
We have TikTok now.
Yes,
You got
you
TikTok?
do.
Tiki-taki.
Yeah. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. And any gigs coming up, Adam?
You know what? It's actually been very, very strange this year so far. So far, our opening slot with you. That's the only gig we have.
Yeah,
this
May
year so
11th.
far.
Yeah.
You've been in the zone. It's like waves. Hey, sometimes you be like dead in the water, and then a month later, 5 gigs back to back. And you're like, oh fuck, what am I doing?
That's what I'm learning.
I hope, but I don't think it's a coincidence that 2023 was the year, where a lot of our favorite venues have kind of gone down.
Of course,
Has not
and then
helped.
going into 2024, and I think I'm noticing a lot of venues are starting to like tighten up on like who they get to play, on who they get playing live.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's a tricky situation. Very much so. You gotta,
but then you got to look at other avenues and how you can, what platform can you create for yourself?
Yeah.
And how you're going to do it. You
And-
don't have to use a venue. You use something else.
That's exactly right. Like, get out of Perth.
Yep.
Get out of Perth. Play south, play north, play everywhere.
I would have loved to have done the Calgary Open Air Festival. That looked
Yeah,
like
me too, man.
like a sick time.
Yeah.
I
We
was
had
so
Urshan,
jealous.
a few weeks ago, didn't we? And it wasn't going to be like the only one. So
Man,
we look forward to more of those.
I was fucking gutted because Urshan actually hit me up asking if we could fill a spot.
Oh yeah, I heard that somebody had
And
dropped out.
I said to him, I'm so sorry, man. Like, we're already booked for a gig. Like, and I was fucking gutted. I wanted to go. I wanted to do the road trip.
You did the righty.
Yeah, I did the right thing, and
love that.
I didn't bail at last minute.
Yes, that's it.
wrong.
You did the righty.
You didn't hit me up, man.
First
I
commitment.
would have done it.
Fuck you, Dave.
My Dave in this situation.
I'm sorry, Mel. That is going to live
gonna
on.
stick,
Yeah,
right?
it's going to stick. Yeah.
You said Dave before, and I was like, don't say it, Mel. But
I thought it.
in other Daves that we do love, who we got to shout out?
Dave Gillum, Mustang Print. He's got his new printing store opening up in Alkimos very soon. Mustang Print. Also, he's got his music page, Dave Gillum Music, on Facebook and Instagram. And also a massive thank you to our fucking good friends, the Hen House
House.
Rehearsal Studios, free barbecue and beers for bands every weekend that are booking the rehearsal rooms.
About to have some soon. I'm getting hungry.
Fucking I'm keen for a sausage.
A couple of snaggers.
Probably not the first time you said that today, right? I'm just saying.
I just had Electric Stadium. So.
Thank you so much to our
Do you
crew.
want to go grab them? I'm sure they're still out there.
They got no
Our
more beers.
amazing crew. Peter Manzullo, Fee.
Hey, big shout out to our crew behind the scenes. Cam, Fiona, Jardel, Mr. Peter Ranzullo. Love you guys
and
so
thank
much.
you all for watching and sharing along, because we all can't do this without you guys. So please share along. Share it to all the people you know that you love in the music scene. And thank you.
Adam Healy, Nylon Stroke.
Thank you, guys.
Give him a
Thanks for coming
follow.
in, Adam.
Thank you so much, bro. Shake my hand.
Thanks,
Cheers.
man. And let me just say, Colour Mind, Ashes of Autumn, Belgravia. Fucking check them out if you haven't already.
Oh, thanks,
Man.
You're getting my nipples hard.
Oh my gosh, it's time to go. Thank you so much for joining us today. Big things
Big
coming.
things coming, and not my
out.
nipples. Bye.
Peace.